In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to find external range liquidity, internal range liquidity, fair value gaps, and inverse fair value gaps. And I'm going to break down trades I actually did using these concepts for you guys so you guys understand them as well. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. So in this section, we're going to be going over the basics of liquidity. As you guys can see, I've mapped out the three things we're going to go over. We're going to go over the liquidity, top-down analysis, and daily bias, and pretty much tie everything together that you guys have learned so far. So when it comes to liquidity, there is two types of liquidity. We're going to start with internal range liquidity and then move on to external range. Internal range is fair value gaps. Now, a lot of you guys watching this are beginners and you're probably wondering, what are fair value gaps? A fair value gap is used to identify imbalances in the price action on a chart. This usually occurs when the market makes a quick maneuver, and that leaves a gap where the market should eventually return to rebalance the market. Now, I know you guys are going to think I'm speaking a bunch of gibberish right now. You guys aren't understanding anything, but we're going to break it down simpler and simpler until you guys actually understand it. So a fair value gap forms when there's a sharp directional move, right? It's a 3-candle pattern as depicted below. So as you can see here, we have the examples of fair value gaps. We have a 3-candle pattern where the market is basically shooting up or dumping in one direction, leaving this gap in between those 3 candles. Right? Usually for a bullish fair value gap to be high probability, it needs to be 3 green candles, and it looks something like this. And for the red candles, it should be 3 red candles with a fair value gap like this. So now knowing how to find fair value gaps is only half the battle, right? Understanding why they work is equally as important. So the analogy I use is this, right? Imagine you have a paint roller, right? I'm assuming a lot of you guys have painted walls before. You dip the paint roller in the paint and you start painting the wall. Now, instead of painting slowly, what you do is you push the roller really fast and it leaves behind unfilled gaps in the paint. So what do you have to do? You have to go back over it with the paint and then continue painting in the direction you were painting, right? So in terms of the stock market, the market makes a swift move, leaving unfilled orders or gaps. Then the market retraces back in to collect the unfilled orders and continues in that motion. So over here, you can see you dip the paint roller in, move it really fast, leave gaps behind. Here's a fair value gap. We pull back in, and then we get the move that we wanted. So from there, we can move into external range liquidity. When you're talking about liquidity, we're looking for liquidity pools where stop loss orders or pending buy and sell orders accumulate. Now, these are places where institutions target to fulfill their orders because they have such big size, they need people to do so. So these are most commonly found near swing highs and swing lows because that's where most retail traders place stop loss orders. Institutions often drive price these levels to fill their large orders. And there's 2 types of liquidity inside external range, and that's buy side liquidity and sell side liquidity. Buy side is where buy stops are. So if someone's shorting the market and they have to buy or cover, those are called buy stops. That's where shorts, how they stop out. So people who are shorting the market, they stop out with buy orders, and these are at swing highs. And sell side is sell stops that are swing lows. And here we have a little diagram showing where it is. So here, retail buy stops are at these highs and retail sell side is at the lows. So sell side is at the lows and buy side is at the highs. We use these areas for reversals. We call these liquidity runs. Liquidity runs happen when price spikes towards the liquidity pool, grabbing the stop losses and then reverses. This is also referred to as a stop hunt. So you can see here, we have a previous high, buy side liquidity. Market moves to the previous high, sweeps the high, runs the stop losses or hunts the stop losses and reverses. So notice how the previous high was swept and reversed. Most people, they would consider this a resistance and they would call it a break and retest and move from there. From here, you guys can see these 2 examples. We have a buy stop run where we had a previous high that we went, swept and reversed from. And here we have a sell stop run where we pulled back, swept the lows and then continued higher. Right? Stop run and liquidity sweeps, this is interchangeable terminology, so it's basically the same thing. Now moving on, let's get into my strategy a little bit. How do you trade inverse fair value gaps? Inverse fair value gap basically is an inverse of a fair value gap, as simple as that sounds, but there's ways to use it, right? And IFVG stands for inverse fair value gap, so when you guys see me type IFVG, that's inverse fair value gap. So first thing you need to understand is liquidity, right? What we just went over. So for liquidity, we're going to use previous highs and lows, aka swing points, as areas to target. There's two things the market will do when it reaches a previous high or low. It's either going to sweep the high or continue through it. With sweeps, we're usually framing for a reversal. When we sweep, it equals a reversal, where if we continue or close above, it's a continuation of the trend. So here you can see previous high we had swept. Over here you can see a previous high we closed above and continued higher from. Now liquidity, target should always be previous highs or lows, right? Don't just have a target in the middle of nowhere like most of you guys probably have right now. Your target should be previous highs and previous lows. When you're trading, have 1 to 2 areas to trim before your overall target. These areas can be at swing points because that's where the market is usually going to give a possible reaction, right? Like over here, we had this previous high here, another previous high, and another one, and you would take profits at these lines. So what's an inverse fair value gap? You guys know what a fair value gap is, but let's get into inverses. An inverse fair value gap is when a regular fair value gap is invalidated. An invalidation of a fair value gap can be used as an entry. Invalidation of a bearish fair value gap is bullish. Invalidation of a bullish fair value gap is bearish. So here you can see we invalidated this bullish fair value gap and continued lower, right? So it's important to note that you should only use inverse fair value gaps in conjunction with liquidity sweeps. So first thing you want to do is if we sweep a high, a bullish fair value gap is not going to work. If we sweep a low, a bearish fair value gap isn't going to work. Why? Because we already took out the liquidity and the draw has changed. So here we have a sweep of highs and and a regular fair value gap that we close under. This is your place to short, right? We have a clear draw on liquidity at the sell side liquidity. So we swept buy side, closed under the inverse fair value gap, and now we have sell side liquidity. So here's a long example where we swept sell side liquidity, invalidated a bullish fair value gap, entered long, and targeted clear draw on liquidity. And here is a short example where we had a sweep of highs, inverse fair value gap, and targeted clear draw on liquidity. Now, how do we use this to actually place a trade? And that's where we get into it with the top-down analysis. This is the step-by-step framework that I personally use every single day to find my trades. First thing is I go onto the daily time frame and I establish a narrative. Are we bullish or bearish, right? This is the weekly time frame. So on the weekly, we draw out our 50% fib retracement. And now that we're trading in a premium, I'm looking for us to continue into this fair value gap here before we reject and continue lower. So I am bullish based off the weekly time frame. Then I move on to the daily to see if it aligns. And on the daily, we are bouncing off a fair value gap and we're targeting these highs, which is buy side liquidity, and that is also bullish. So my narrative for the day is bullish. Then I go on to a 15-minute time frame and I look for a bounce off of a fair value gap or order block on the 15-minute time frame. I draw out this 15-minute order block because I am bullish. And then from there, this is where I go into a 1-minute time frame and I look for a 1-minute fair value gap setup once we're trading into that 15-minute fair value gap. We had swept the previous low. We have an inverse fair value gap. This would be my entry. And you could see that entry would have netted you 40 points in the overnight session. It's really as simple as that, right? It's really as simple as understanding liquidity, understanding inverse fair value gaps, tying it all together with our daily bias in a top-down analysis, and being able to find your trades. Now, I go more in depth into the free Discord, so make sure you guys join that as well. I have PDFs of all of these things. So like these pictures that you see here are actually downloadable for completely free. I have PDFs for it, so you guys can actually use them and study them and, you know, annotate them and make them your own so you can actually go ahead and learn. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next part of the course. But so far, this is going to be the meat and potatoes of the entire course. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. If you guys want, first link in the bio is going to be access to my free course. You'll get email updates as soon as it launches, and you'll get access to it for completely free. So make sure you do that and make sure you subscribe so you can watch all future videos every Wednesday at 6 p.m. I'll see you guys in the next one.